Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Shemi, Al-Shabbos, and Rakadash, the bounce to the apostle of GMS, and Ruel, shalom to the brothers in this work. So, real quick, I just want to make this video, because I was watching that show, Welcome to Derry, the new show. In the last episode, I think it's episode 3, I was watching, and, they had the military. I was wondering, like, why the fuck the dudes in the military, what the fuck they got to do with this story? But, one of the niggas, is on, like, a secret mission, so-called, and pretty much he had an object, and then pretty much he's trying to find somebody, using pretty much like spiritual power. And I don't think they actually used the word remote viewing in the show, but I remember seeing that and I was like, oh shit, that shit real. Cause I remember watching Sean Ryan's show. I made a video about it before. And this old bitch, she used to be part of the military. I forgot what year or whatever, but she cause I know they stopped this at like 1990 something, so they say. You know what I'm saying? But she was working remote viewing for the remote viewing, for the military, and he got other people on there that he interviewed that did the same thing, and it just shows that Esau deals with those that left hand side, that the witchcraft and soothsayers and evil divinations and shit like that. Isaiah 47, pretty much, you know. So I just wanted to touch on it real quick because I don't believe in that video I made last time. I don't think I really went into it. The main thing in that video that I made a couple months ago was the woman at remote viewing, because the dude Sean Ryan was asking her, like, in the interview, where she was like the ex-Navy SEAL. I don't know if I even fucking mentioned that, but it's called Sean Ryan's show. He was interviewing her, and he was like, did you like, are you able to find out? Because he was talking about her job, but he was like, are you able to do that shit for yourself, like to find out mysteries and stuff? And she said, yeah, she went out of body experience and viewed the earth or whatever the fuck. And she also said, and then he asked her, so what about, the crucifixion? And then she just got quiet, and she like pretty much didn't want to speak about it. She looked fucking scared. She probably seen the Lord and the actual Lord get crucified. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm gonna get into this real quick. It says remote viewing. It says is a practice of seeking impressions about a distant or unseen subject, purportedly sensing with the mind. There is no scientific evidence that remote viewing exists, and the topic of remote viewing is generally regarded as pseudoscience, like it. It says a remote viewer is expected to give information about object, event, person, or location hidden from physical view or separated at some distance. Physicists, Russell Tag, blah blah blah. Researchers at Stanford Research Institute are generally credited with coining the term remote viewing to distinguish it from closely related concept of clairvoyance. According to Trag, the term was first suggested by who gives a fuck. All right, it says let me see. The idea of remote viewing received renewed attention in the 1990s upon the classification of document related to the Stargate project, a $20 million research program sponsored by the U.S. government that attempted to determine potential military applications of psychic phenomena. The program ran from 1975 to 1995 and ended, blah, blah, blah. But early background and earlier caught in spirituality literature, remote viewing was known as telethesia. I don't know how to fucking pronounce that shit. Alright. So this shows you that this is not just some science shit. This is some spiritual shit. On the left hand side. Alright. right, and traveling clairvoyance, all right. Rosemary Julia described it as seeing remote or hidden objects clairvoyantly with the inner eye or an alleged out of body travel. All right. Let me see. I think there's. I can skip around a little bit. Let me see. So like, I believe. Yeah. Let me skip down to right here. The viewer's advice in the Stargate project was always so unclear and non-detailed that it has never been used in any intelligence operation. In a 2005 interview with JQ magazine, former President Jimmy Carter recalled a time during his presidency where the administration was searching for a small two-engine plane that had gone down somewhere in Africa. According to Carter's recollection, the dictator, that's like the director of the CIA, told him, which the CIA, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they came about like almost I don't want to say the same year, or maybe the next year that the what's the Mossad, I think that's what they call it, the Israel version of CIA. But but yeah, them damn Edomites be into that witchcraft. But it says um according to Carter's recollection, the director of the CIA told him that the plane has been located by a woman in California who claimed to be a psychic medium. Um, Carter recalled, recalled he responded to the claim with skepticism, saying whether it was just a gross coincidence or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that shows you the government was dealing with people that deal with witchcraft. You know what I mean? It made me think of the Chaldeans too as well. I may touch on that. But real quick, I'm also gonna give times where these things. Also, other examples where the times it worked, because I guess sometimes it didn't work or whatever. And like I said, they said they took the shit out of the military, so called. But I believe Esau's still doing things. They might be doing things. Either way, they still dealing with witchcraft. All right, because that's in the scriptures, and I'm gonna get it in a minute. It says times where the remote viewing after worked. The military says while U.S. military sponsored programs like Project Stargate use remote viewing to gather intelligence, there are claims of success, such as locating the Soviet submarine in 1979, identifying a KGB agent. Who the hell is that? Let me see. Korean, maybe? Who's this nigga? Was the main security agency of the Soviet Union from 1954 to 1991. All right, okay. All right, all right. It says an aiding in the rescue of a kidnapped general. However, these results were not consistently reliable, and the overall project was terminated in 1995. All right, so yeah, a matter of fact, now thinking about it, wasn't there a movie like that? Now I'm thinking about it. There's like a movie or show that I watched like years ago, and I never knew that shit was real. I'm trying to think where it was like a show or something where somebody got captured or some shit and they was looking for them. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing shit together. But anyways, this just shows you though that Esau deals with this witchcraft, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been like this, man. Different governments. The Romans did it with the there was what's that shit called? Um inaugurated. If you go into that word inauguration and shit, that's the people that watch the sky and look for signs and all that shit, man. All that shit is it's all the same things, all witchcraft, right? even somebody in Israel, King Saul. You know, when he was trying to, after Samuel passed, he tried to speak to the spirit of Samuel. What he do? He got him a witch to speak to him. You know what I'm saying? And this shit seems science. So what's this shit called? Science. There's sci-fi and you know nonfiction and shit. That shit real, bro. You know what I'm saying? Truth is stranger than fiction. All right. This is Isaiah 47 and 5. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. And this is Babylon the Great. This is the daughter of Babylon, America. All right. And you seen that them Chaldeans in the Babylonian, in the ancient world, they was South Babylon, South Iraq today. You know what I'm saying? And it was actually a people, but they was supposed to be known as the smart ones, the wise ones, and they was dealing with astrology, and they was into witchcraft pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And you see them in the book of Daniel. They were the one that had the three holy children, spied against, plotted against them and shit. The king, I forgot which one, he asked for them to come and interpret a dream. Was it, maybe been Nebuchadnezzar, I believe. I can't really think right now, but yeah, they was dealing with that witchcraft, and that word Chaldean, goes into code breaker. In America, they got the same shit. They got the little witches and warlocks. You seen that one witch, in the music industry? It's like this one little old ass wrinkly witch, and this bitch got the little, I don't know what the hell. I'm pretty sure brothers know. You see what I'm talking about? But if you don't, probably type in music industry witch. You know what I'm saying? She probably pop right up. Then um, yeah, man. Esau do that everywhere. You put spells all over things, and you know, and all that. All right. It says I was wroth with my people. Let me see. Let me skip down. At the 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge has perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. All right. Hey, let me keep going. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it ariseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall be upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, when thou hast labored from thy youth, if so, from thy youth. Since this place was founded, it was founded by who? By by fucking Freemasons, man. What's your boy? Um, what's your boy, man? George Washington. All right. Let me see if they can. Let me see if I can find it. We'll see. 18th century. That might be. Let me see. Hey, this is a video right here. Shit. There you go. Here you go right there. So let me read this first. During the age of enlightenment in the 18th century, so the 18th century should be like 17s in the 1770 some shit. Because I know like when it says like if it says 19th century, then it goes into 18 like 1860, 18 whatever. This is the so I believe yeah. So whatever century it is, if it says 18, then it's actually going to 17s. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like the year can be 1702. That's the 18th century. You know, 19 will be 18 and 20 will be 19 or yeah, and then 21st, which I think we in right now, 21st, which is the 2000. You know what I'm saying? But it says Freemasons comprise and enter national network of like-minded men, often meeting in secret and in ritualistic programs at their lodges. And that just proved what I just read in the scriptures. It says you thought nobody sees you, but now Esau's being exposed. It says how is his ways being found out? His skirt is being lifted. See, the scriptures is unmatched, man. Everything is being fulfilled, man. They promoted the ideals of enlightenment and helped diffuse these values across Britain and French and other places. Now again, like I said, this is a video on its own, but I'm gonna get to this point. It says, on the other hand, historian Robert Roswell Palmer noted that the lodges uh, operated separately, and Masons politically did not act together as a group. American historians note that Benjamin Franklin and George Washington were leading Masons. And this is supposed to be the first president of the United States. All right, but the significance of Freemasonry in the Revolution is a topic of debate. All right, let me see. Yeah, it is literally a fucking picture of this nigga doing the little Freemason shit. I don't know if they going. Let me see. Yeah, that's a fucking video in itself, man. Be honest. That's so much information, but I don't want to make this video too long. I might just do a part 2 on that. Just going into hell yeah, I got to. Look, willing. Cause there's so much you can just be here for days, man. But it says, from thy youth, like I said, even George Washington was a fucking Freemason. This place was founded on Freemasonry, Satan worship. Okay. It says, "Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly procrastinators," I said procrastinators, prognosticators, stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Now Esau's witchcraft is starting to wear off. Satan ain't really fucking with your boy Esau no more like that. That's why you see Esau's getting more sloppier and sloppier and sloppier. You know what I'm saying? And the magic is not there no more. You know, people say, "Oh, this night was magical. It was a magic." Now that shit dead, man. All these different holidays, that shit ass now, man. Because Esau is losing his touch, because the Lord is about to really make a move on this nigga. You know what I mean? All right. And I believe there was one. I forgot. I forgot what I was gonna get, but I'll just end it off on this one. It's Nahum 3:4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. And that's what that's what it is, man. This place is nothing but witchcraft all up in there, man. And that remote viewing is just a small example. And that shows you the government is doing this shit. You know what I mean? Because some people really think that these so-called conspiracy theories ain't true. And this conspiracy theory is true. You know that there's Satan worshipers that rules the government. This shit is true. And that right there is one proof. That's one of fucking many. All right? They do it in the military. They do it in the entertainment, especially in the entertainment. Disney Channel, Cartoon Network. Even, man, and they everywhere, man. I remember watching Dragon Ball Z. All right? And you know, if you watch anime, like pretty much all anime, there's like in the middle of the episode, there's like a couple seconds break, and they might show the characters, waving at the camera or something. I don't know. If you know anime, you know what I'm talking about. It's like a quick little break that shows the logo of the fucking show or some shit. I don't know if they still do that shit, but I know like older break, whatever. But Dragon Ball Z, I was watching this shit, and then it was like a little break, and it was like Gohan in his car pulling up, and in the car it had 666. All right, and yeah, Chaldeans with social witchcraft and sorcery. But let me see if I can find this. Yeah, here you go, right there. This was the one, exactly what I'm talking about right here. You see, 666 right there. It's a little blurry, my phone. Hold on, I know y'all see it. You know, this will pop up. It was him and his little sitch that would car drive right there, and then see that right there, 666. You know, and that's supposed to be just a coincidence? Nah, hell no. This ain't no coincidence. This shit everywhere, man. Yeah, man, most definitely. Look, I'm gonna make a part two on this because we can go there. You can go on forever, just proving that these people are fucking devil worshippers, man. All right. So yeah, man, just wanted to bring out the information real quick. Um, pray to the Lord, you know, because hey, Esau, we know that he brings out all these witchcraft and sorcery spells every day, all day, every day, man. So we gotta really protect ourselves. All right, it's witchcraft in the music, it's witchcraft in the food, witchcraft and fucking everything that we do. You know that these damn Edomite feed us, man. All right. So pray to the Lord that shit don't affect you, and you know you have your protection, which is the Lord. All right. So with that, hopefully this edifying. Give our praise and glory to Abba Shemi Shabbos and Chabadash. The bounce the bounce of GMS Ruel. Shalom to the brothers in this work. Time to say shalom.